It's huge. He's been working to find his rhythm to start this season off, and to see him get, hit a big shot like that in the clutch for us to take us home was big. And it was also even better to see his reaction.
Not sure if this needs any explanation, but after the game, you made a beeline to what seemed to be your daughter, maybe your family. What was that about? Was it specific, a special game or a special day for either one of them, or you just wanted to?
Oh, no, I always go over and see my family after the game. My baby girl was the only one here today out of the kids. So, just really to share those moments with them. You're 12. You're not really sure how much longer you have to share those moments, So just want to share all the moments I can with them. So I always try to go over after the game and see them.
When you say that, you don't know how much longer you have in the league to have those moments, or?
Yeah, no, you just don't know how, this has been a huge part of my life, my adult life, So just don't know how much longer you have to share these moments with them. I always say I want my kids, you do this and the hope is to set your kids up so they don't live the life that I lived growing up in Saginaw. But yet, there's a downside to that as well, So you always want them to understand where it all came from, like the hard work and, you see the house, you see the car, the toys, or a vacation, all these, but where does those things come from, And it's sharing these moments with them so they understand, number one, appreciation and being grateful, but also just understand hard work.
Draymond, blowout win 2 nights ago, obviously a basketball win tonight. What are the benefits of having this kind of gritty win early in the season?
It's huge because, everything was stacked against us. You're coming back from a road trip, a 4.5-hour flight. We got back at 3:30 in the morning a couple nights ago. And so then you try to maximize the rest, right? So there's no practice yesterday. There's no shoot-around today. And you come in, and we always talk about the getaway game, So coming off a road trip, which is always tough that first game back home, team without their best player, so you tend to relax when you see that. And then also you're headed back out on the road tomorrow. So it's kind of a perfect storm for us. And, we knew it wouldn't be an easy game. We know that's a really good team, and they're always going to fight and battle, so we knew it would be a tough one. But it was good to see us never go away. When everything was going wrong, everybody, stood in place and made the necessary plays we needed to make to pull the game up.
Tell you the truth, though, Draymond, the bottom line, you guys got the Kings number. How would you define that?
That's a team that we just beat in 7 games not long ago, in the playoffs. So I wouldn't necessarily say we got their number. That's a team that's trying to learn how to get over the hump. We know how to get over the hump. So in theory, we should have their number. And their job is to get over it. And sometimes it take a year, sometimes it take 2, sometimes it never happens. We've seen that as well. But, that's a well-coached team. They got great players on that side, and, they're really putting it together and changing the outlook of that organization. So I think they're doing a good job. I don't view it as we have their number or anything like that. I think, we know how to win games when they come down the stretch. We've been doing it for a long time, and they're still just trying to get over that hump, and makes it a lot tougher when your closer is out.
Draymond, everybody's going to talk about Klay's shot, obviously, but there was a defensive play that he made shortly before that where led to a shot clock violation. Talk about that and how important that play was leading to Steph's bucket.
It was a huge play. For him to not even let Harrison get that shot off was such a big play because you get the shot clock violation and you get to go down and get our offense set and try to get to whichever shot they were trying to get. They get that shot up. What they have? 14 offensive rebounds. So now you're battling that as well. So, such a big play, for us down the stretch. And usually the basketball guys reward you when you make plays like that. When you're making those hustle plays, when you're engaged in the game, the basketball guys usually reward you.
Hey, Draymond, I know that you didn't have a chance because of the first couple of games due to injury to play alongside Chris. I think this is the first time you played with him in crunch time down the stretch. Could you describe the feeling being alongside CP3, particularly down late in the fourth quarter, and what it's like to be on the floor with him in that position for the first time?
It's great. It's another incredible basketball mind, incredible Hall of Fame basketball player. So there's a comforting sense of comfort when you see a guy like Chris out there on the floor with you. He's one of the best decision makers this game has ever seen, one of the fiercest competitors this game has ever seen. So, it's been a lot of years of battling Chris in those situations, and to be in the foxhole with him now, it's a totally different sense and totally different feeling. You also get the sense and understanding of why he's always been right there in those moments against us, because he's a winner, he's a competitor, he's smart as hell, not backing down from anything, and more likely than not, way more likely than not, he's going to out-chess match just about any opponent he goes up against.
Hey, Draymond, when Steph got doubled on that last offensive play, can you walk me through when you got the ball and when you're making your reads, how you found Klay? Can you walk me through that sequence?
Well, your first reading, getting the ball out of the trap, is to look weak side. I looked weak side. Chris was covered. And, for me, I think the most important thing is being patient in those situations. So often you see guys catch the ball in my space and they're like, I got to go. And then they force something up. They turn the ball over. I've been there before. Something just goes wrong because you get sped up. Like, the whole idea of the trap is to speed you up and get the ball out of Steph's hands, get the ball into someone else's hands. And so for me, it's just about understanding where the clock is and knowing we still have plenty of time to get a great shot off. Don't panic. Don't just start going haywire. So I just wanted to stay the course, see if someone would open up. If nobody does open up, then, I can still get to a shot at the last second, but I don't need to go haywire and try to get a shot when there's still 6-7 seconds left on the clock. And so Klay came flashing to the ball. He had a bit of space, and that's all he needs. And once he has that bit of space, Davion Mitchell got to close out hard because he's going up, and he was able to get to his spot. And then at that point, I'm just a little bit bigger than you. I'm going to get this shot off, and we're going to go home. And that was great.
Dre, this might be the first time you guys have had like 8 or 9 guys who might close the games. I'm from the era of the death lineup and all that, right? So how are you guys handling that? What's been the vibe when sometimes it might be this guy, sometimes it might be that guy, and you kind of let it see how it feels?
I think the beauty in it is I have not noticed which guy it is yet, and that says a lot. We understand how important it is to be together, and when I say be tight, a tight-knit group, and understand that in order to win at the level that we want to win, someone, and usually multiple people, everyone actually has to be willing to sacrifice something. This is a team sport. And if you want everything that you want for you, it never works. Chris would always love to always be in the closing lineup. So would I, Steph, Klay, Wiggs, Loon, GP, JK, Most. The list goes on and on and on. And every guy I just named can be out there in those moments. Yet only 5 can go. And so you have to trust, and our group has been doing that. You have to trust that coach is going to make the best decision. Our coaching staff is going to make the best decision for who they see fit for the situation at that time. And we trust that. We've had these conversations, so it's no surprise to anyone if that game you're not out there. But the most important thing is that you stay ready in those moments, because next game you probably will be out there. And I may be off next game. And so I think it's great to know that you have so many guys. Corey Joseph, we haven't even mentioned yet. So many guys that can go into a closing lineup. And, that is, I think, one of the strengths of this team is our depth.
Draymond, you've certainly been known to make sure everyone gives Bob Myers his props. It's early. But is it time to start thinking about giving Mike Dunleavy?
Hell no, we ain't giving Mike no props yet. We 4-1. No, honestly, I think Mike has done a great job. Mike is someone who's been around the NBA his entire life, so he knows the ins and outs of the NBA. And then yet had the opportunity, the last 4 years or so, to study under, as far as I'm concerned, the best general manager that ever stepped foot in this league, him and Joe D. He's had a chance to study him, and you couple that with being able to study with Bob and the student of the game that Mike has always been and been around the league his whole life. I think he's put a great team together for us. He's given us everything we need. We got size, we got depth, we got ball handlers, we got scorers, we got shooters, we got defenders, and so I think Mike has done an incredible job. And, whether we started 4-1 or 1-4, I can walk in that locker room and we can look around and know when it comes down to the end, we're going to have a shot at it. And that's all you can ask for. And he's put us in position to have a shot at it with the roster that he and Kirk and Ken and Joe in the front office has built. And, we're going to try to do all that we can to maximize it.
Draymond, when it was happening, CP3 comes, Sarge comes, even the draft choices. Were you thinking, I can see this, I can see what he's putting together?
100%. You could just see the adults in the room, the professionals in the room, the steady forces in the room. And, it's paying off. You look at our second unit, at times they've been better than our first unit, and so that says a lot about this team. I always tell guys, you win championships 6 through 10, not 1 through 5. We see teams every year with a great 1 through 5 and they lose in the first round. It's because you win championships. What's your 6 through 10 look like? When 2 of your 5 starters are out in foul trouble and one of them can't get it going, so 3 of your starting 5 is non-existent. What can you go to on the bench that can help give you a spark, that can help get you over that hump? And I think we have that. Not one to ever jump the gun, but that's what we've thought since we stepped foot. And, getting together in our pickup runs this summer. We knew, you see this team coming together, this team's going to have a chance. And we're just trying to put that together each and every night.
Taking all that into account, when you talk about the chemistry of the team, you just mentioned 6 through 10, including 1 through 5, have to be ready to sacrifice. With this roster that you have and the guys that you're in the locker room with, does it seem like everybody is willing to sacrifice? And if so, what does that do for the chemistry of the team this year compared to previous years, I should say?
I think I can't name one person in there that hasn't shown the willingness to sacrifice thus far, and I don't see that changing. That doesn't mean a guy isn't going to be mad that he come out the game. We're competitors. We want to play. But when it was all said and done, I got my teammates back. I'm not going to be a distraction to this team. And I think, that's great. Last year we had an awful team as far as chemistry goes. It was pathetic. But chemistry has been a strong suit here. That's why Steph has been here for 15 years, Klay's been here for 13, I've been here for 12, and Luna's been here for 9. Because chemistry is a strong suit, and Andre Iguodala. The list goes on and on. That's why so many guys have been around here for so long, because the chemistry is what we've hung our hat on. Well, you look at last year and you say, oh, man, this team hasn't lost a Western Conference series under Steve Kerr, and then it happens. The big reason why is our chemistry sucked. And so, I don't look at that as, oh, man, this is a team that, we've struggled with chemistry. We struggled with our chemistry for years. It was a one-year thing. Things, stuff happens, and it was an anomaly. But, we're right back where we need to be in that department. And most importantly, I think there's still room and will be growth in that department.
I was referring to last year. I just didn't want to beat the deal.
Oh, yeah, no, that's all good. Last year was horse shit. It's hard to come to work. Y'all see me trying to do Klay's little paper airplane. It was hard. It was hard to come to work. Not fun, and so this year you see the joy, on guys' face when they come in the building. You got guys staying over 2 or 3 hours after, just sitting around talking, getting here 2 and 3 hours early just to be here. It's like you start to see that and you're like, okay, this is a group that likes being together. But we did some stuff this summer and had dinners together, and no one was running out the door. It's usually that guy that's like, oh, man, when can I get out? And yet you're looking around trying to see, somebody, and no one's trying to get out. And I think, we're trying to build on that, and that'll be a big key to our season. Cool. I mean, this is Klay's type of thing. Like, how childish is this, right? Of course this is Klay. Anybody think it's gonna fly? Y'all doubt? All right, y'all not. All right, so about 4 people not doubting me.